Brilliant. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to the very first episode of 2023 of The Success Shift. It's a lovely Monday, and here to hopefully blow some minds, shift some perspective, and get yourself a really good mindset going into 2023. I know I'm extremely excited about this year. Things have been going extremely well for me over the past year. 2022, moving country, getting married, having a baby, all the good things. And now we're into 2023, hopefully getting some abundance, manifesting some good financial growth, some team growth, some mindset growth, all kind of development. I'm extremely grateful for this group of people who have rocked up every single morning. We've had about the same number showing up every week, sharing their parts, growing our mind together. And I'm extremely grateful to be able to come back here, doing the same thing again and sharing with you some of the lessons that I've learned and my journey as it unfolds, and getting to see some of your journey, along with all of you who join in, share, give, comment. It's great to see people's leaps forward, people's growth, people's development, and others sharing bits and pieces that they've learned as well. So I'm extremely grateful for this group, extremely grateful for everyone, like I said, showing up. I'm extremely grateful for my life at the moment, my lovely family. I'm in Germany, and even though it's cold and I'm missing the beaches, I'm extremely grateful for the roof over my head, this lovely, warm, zebra patterned gown that I get to wear to work, and all the luxuries that we have that lots of people do not. So thank you, everyone. Now, as per usual on these calls, I like to start with gratitude. As you can tell, it puts me in a positive vibration, reminds me of all the things that I should be lucky for, and makes me forget about all the things that I think that I need, want, and am missing in my life, because the perfect truth is that I've got everything that I really need: a roof over my head, food on my table, and a loving family. The rest is all luxuries that we are striving for. But I would love for all of you in the chat to drop in what you're grateful for. Tell me something good that happened over the holidays. Tell me something that you took away from the end of last year. We've had Christmas, we've had New Year's. It's been a couple of weeks. I'm sure there's been some events happening in your area, in your family, in your life. So please chuck in the chat what it is that you're grateful for, and anything exciting that has happened over the last couple of weeks. We'll go through a few of them, and then we'll get into what I have to share with you today. Don't be shy. I know it's the first week back. I'm sure that everyone in here has got some things they can be grateful for. I'm grateful for the downtime over the holiday season. Time to spend time with family and appreciate all the daily small comforts of life. Yeah, that's great. It's nice to have these couple of weeks at the end of the year where we get to really take our mind off things and step back a little bit. For me, it was time spent with my family, my wife, a new baby, especially. Yeah, Carter, I remember you saying you've got a new baby as well, haven't you? How old is your little one? Congratulations, by the way. It's a great feeling to be a new dad, right? I'm grateful for new beginnings. I am committed to letting go of my frustrations and disappointments from the past and grabbing a hold of what awaits. It's very good, Judy. I mean, the thing is, we cannot change the past, and holding on to those frustrations and holding on to that agitation and getting mad at it is only damaging ourselves. I don't know if you were on the call or if you've listened to the podcast about our 2 darts that I was talking about towards the end of last year. But, in life, we have that first dart that hits, but we continue to throw those second, third, fourth darts at ourselves, holding on to anger, holding on to frustration, holding on to disappointment for much longer than we need to. So letting go of that is great. 2.5 months old now. Congratulations. Yeah, my guy's just about 4.5 months. So it's a very, very special time. Congratulations, mate. I'm sure you're over the moon. I'm grateful for the events of the past that have resurfaced in my life to show me opportunities needed for personal growth. Very good perspective there. I like that foresight. Sometimes our pasts can come back and haunt us in bad ways, but also in good ways. And if you're able to find different perspectives and opportunities that come from them for personal growth, that's incredible. All right, everyone. Thank you for sharing. Like I said, we're going to be doing this every day, sharing our gratitude. I don't know if you've heard or if you've heard in the chats, but my big goal for last year was to get my book or my journal published. And I finally got that up on the 31st of December. I got that online into the Amazon KDP. So that became available early this year. And I'm now figuring out bits and pieces of ebooks and the printable information, because apparently hardcovers don't go out to everywhere. So I want other people to be able to access that information. So I think I'll be creating an ebook and a paperback of just the guide version, and then people can get their journals. But I do also have a gratitude journal up there based on exactly what we are doing here. It's morning and night gratitude, 3 things, 2 people, finding gratitude. And that's my goal for this year, is to fill that out. It is a full year's worth of gratitude. So I'm going to be trying to fill that out for the whole year and see how that affects my life, as well as actually doing the things. So that brings me on to the first item that I want to talk about today, and that's actually doing the things. And it might sound strange, but how often have you heard that if you do this and this and this, I can guarantee you success? And you're like, yeah, whatever. And then you do some of it and then you don't. And then you go to your mentor and go, why aren't I getting results? And they're like, just do these 3 things continuously for X amount of time and you'll find success. And you're like, oh, it can't be that simple, but yet you still don't do those things. Chuck some ones in the chat if you've heard people tell you, especially successful people. The good idea about mentors is finding someone who's done what you've done, who's got what you've got, and follow them exactly, follow exactly what they do. Now, I've been told this, and I've found mentors and I've asked them what to do, and they've told me what to do, and I've done it for a week and then stopped and gone, why haven't I got results? So yes, chuck some ones in the chat if you have done the same. And I see a lot of ones coming into the chat already, right? We have a great group of people at our fingertips. We've got mentors for if you want to do network marketing, if you want business, if you want other mindset and other areas of development, if you want trading success. We learn from really, really successful people. And often they're like, in trading, get your trading plan, follow your rules, do this, track your journal, journal your trades, track your trades, track your journal. I'm getting there. Journal and track your trades. There we go. Third time lucky. But how many of you actually do it? I want you to chuck a 1 in the chat if you have a trading plan, and then a 2 in the chat if you follow that trading plan without fail every time, and a 3 in the chat if you track your trades every single time. So you can put 1, 2, 3 if you do everything. A couple of people have a trading plan. That's good. I'm expecting hopefully some 1s. Hopefully all of you have a 1. If you don't, that's fine too. I'll be surprised if there's any 2s, but if you do, that's great. And maybe some people are journaling, tracking. Yeah, 1 and 3, Tamika. Well done. Nice, Deanna. Good. So, Jenna, did you put a 1 as well before, or just a 3? Oh no, you put a 1 as well. Okay. Yeah. So out of everyone in this chat, there was a few people that put a 1 and a couple of people that put a 3. So straight away, without having to go through anything else, I can tell that the people on this, I was the same. Like, I'm not pointing fingers because I was the same for so long. About the first 18 months of my trading journey, I didn't have a trading plan. I got one and I still didn't follow it. I still struggled to follow it. It's my biggest flaw. And tracking and journaling, I've only been doing it for the last, 4 or 5 months or whatever it's been, since I really noticed. And that's why I was so passionate about my journal. But the very first thing that we should be doing is do the stuff that the successful people do. It's so simple, right? Now, I don't know why it took me so long, but it has, and I'm still learning this. But when you ask successful people how they get successful and they tell you, maybe try to do those things. Just give it 3 months, 6 months, 1 year if you can. It's incredible how much your life will change if you can do the things just for 1 year. Like, I think you won't even recognize the person you are. However, just as Deanna has said in here, consistency has been the most challenging. I'm the exact same. Consistency has been the number 1 most challenging thing. And I think personally, this is from my own self journey, discipline is exactly what makes consistency. So we might want to be consistent at stuff, and we get the motivation and we do it for a week, we do it for 10 days, we do it for, I don't know, a month, but then it fades. Life gets in the way. The old habits creep back in. Put some 1s in the chat if you have made a New Year's resolution And then if you can, share it either in the chat or open up and share it with us out loud. You don't have to, but it'd be good to see if anyone here has made a New Year's resolution. Maybe no one has. That's fine too. Looks like in the chat, no one's made a New Year's resolution. Now, I'm a bit, how do you say? I'm sitting on the fence about New Year's resolutions, as I say. I think New Year's resolutions are one of the biggest hyped ways of change. And I think, what's the stat? About 80% of people drop their New Year's resolution in the first 3 weeks. And so whilst I feel that you should not need, the start of the year to make change, I do think it's a good catalyst if you're struggling. And so for me, my New Year's resolution was discipline. Now, I'm not making these huge acquisitions of I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to go to the gym every day for the next, 100 days or whatever it is, because I know for me doing a full workout's not going to be realistic, right? I don't make resolutions per se, but have created a list of habit changes and goals. That's great. So this is actually where I was leading to. So it's really cool that you mentioned that, because often when New Year's resolutions come about, it's like, I want to do this. And so they make a change. But what people don't do is they don't do the list of things that are needed. Like, just as Deanna said, a list of habit changes and goals. And so often our New Year's resolutions or our goals for change require a list of baby steps to be complete. Okay. And this comes out of Atomic Habits, this concept, but the 2-minute rule. So making your goal achievable within less than 2 minutes. So it becomes almost ridiculous not to do it. And I've implemented this for myself. My number one change for this year is discipline. And that's because I struggle with consistency. I struggle with showing up, doing the same thing over and over again, because what happens is my brain goes, oh, I've got the motivation, let's do it. Motivation dies. What happens? So does my consistency. Discipline is what happens to keep consistency when motivation dies. Now, often we go, oh, I'm not motivated. Yeah, no shit, because you haven't done anything yet. Motivation comes after you start. Motivation, you don't just wake up. Sometimes you do. You do wake up motivated and you go, and that's great. And that's what we want to get to. Finding gratitude, meditation, all that sort of stuff, that will get you into the mindset to wake up motivated and just run for your goals. But the truth is, life happens, shit happens. We get tired. It's rainy. It gets cold. You don't always wake up just ready to burst out the gate with energy, do you? Me personally, no. Some people maybe. And if you are, great. Please send me a message and tell me how you do it. But the reality is, sometimes you wake up drained, you wake up lacking energy, you wake up going, oh, I got to do this again. Discipline is what makes you do it on those days. Discipline is the ability to do the things you have to do when you really, really, really don't want to fucking do them. And it's those days where you get ahead. It's not the days, and I've said this before many times on this call, it's not the ability to go for a jog on a 20-degree, perfectly sunny day with a group of people. It's the ability to go for that jog on a -4-degree day when it's raining. And I'm speaking from direct experience here today, because I went for my jog today and I did not want to do it. And the reason I bring this up, because for me, the number one way that I have decided this year to be disciplined is I want to try and go for a jog every day. Now, I have come back and forth into jogging. I never used to be a runner. And then the last few years since I've been traveling, it's become more and more part of who I am. And I realized that I go through phases. And towards the end of last year, my jogging stopped completely. My beers went up, and so did my weight. Got a real dad bod going. And so I was like, right, I need to change. I need this discipline. I need this consistency in my life. I need just the one thing that I can do. And I didn't write a whole bunch of changes that I'm going to make. I'm going to get a 6-pack and I'm going to run a marathon and all these outrageous goals. My goal is to run at least 1 kilometer every day. It's not far. It's not even going to take me 10 minutes. But the idea is to get out the door with my shoes on and go, like the block here. If I go all the way around the block, that's the 1 kilometer. Now, a little bit more for me because I like to be energetic. It doesn't have to be that. If you're 200 pounds, make it walk to the end of the street. Get out of your house and walk to the end of the street and back. Like that can be your goal. The point here is to make it small enough that even on the days when you feel like, oh, this sucks, you can still You're going to feel even more ridiculous if you don't do it. If you sit there at the end of the day and you're like, man, I haven't even walked to the end of the street today. How lazy can I be? Come on, just do it. Just do that one thing. And I take this even further because even that can be hard for me. Like this morning, I didn't want to get out of bed. Like I was playing with my son. You know, it was cold, it was raining, and this just dragged on and on and on. And so this was happening to me all the time last year. And what I've done is I've taken my objective. So my objective is to run the kilometer, and I'd like to also do some push-ups with that each day. Now that's not the be all and end all. That's not my definitive goal. If I miss that one day, I can be disappointed, but it's not going to ruin my challenge for myself. But even that is difficult. So now I break it down into bite-sized pieces. Getting out of my warm bed and going outside into the wet cold is tough. That in my head goes, oh, that environment sucks compared to the one I'm in. So what I need to do is try to hack my brain step by step in building it up. Because once you start something, the ball starts rolling, the motivation goes, and you can start to actually pump along. And then usually the idea of doing something is 10 times worse than the actual action of doing it for something that you don't want to do. So what I've done is I brought it down. I've gone, okay, so in order to go for my jog, maybe it'd be good to warm up. I can do push-ups in my house where it's still warm. So I'm going to do 2 push-ups. But even getting out of bed and doing push-ups sucks. And so for me, I'm like, okay, what do I do when I do my push-ups? Okay, I turn some music on to get myself excited, to get myself motivated. And okay, so now I break that down. So now when I'm laying in bed, I've selected a song. So I just scroll through my phone, press that song. Now, once that song's playing, that's kickstarted the motivation. Okay, here's my exercise song. Okay, now that can get me out of the bed. And then I have my exercise shorts visually in the room so I can see them. So I'm laying there. And now my goal is just to press play on my music and put those shorts on. And now if I can't every day lay in bed and press play on my phone and get out of bed and put a pair of shorts on, there's something wrong with me. Like that's really, really, really fucking lazy. So my goal to run the kilometer every day has been broken down step by step to something really, really small. And that is play this certain song, put those shorts on. And then once I've got my shorts on and I've got the music going down and doing 2 push-ups isn't that hard. And once I'm usually at 2, I can do my 10. And then I'm a bit warm and I'm like, okay, all right, my blood's flowing. I'm feeling good. I can at least step outside and go for my 1K jog. And then once I get 1K, usually I'm feeling much better. My blood's flowing, my brain's moving, I'm stimulated, and I can do another kilometer or whatever it is that I feel like doing on that day. But the idea is that I've got a set goal for myself to keep my discipline. And then I've broken that down to the smallest and easiest possible thing that I can imagine that's going to start that motivation circle. Does that make sense to people? Tell me if that's clicking. Put some ones in the chat if you understand the process that I've had to do to trick my brain into actually getting me out of bed and getting the ball rolling. Bite-sized pieces, exactly. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your goals. I don't know what your ambitions are or the things you want to change. For me, like I said, it's discipline, because discipline in trading is one of the most important things, I think. And if you, look at other topic, but discipline is extremely important in every area, because often we have the motivation to make change. We have the motivation to do stuff. We want a different life. We want to be good at trading. We want to have that 6-pack. We want to be healthy. But in the very moment when it's like, okay, you want to have those abs, get up and do 100 sit-ups. Oh, I don't want to. We've got those long-term desires, but we don't have the discipline to do the very small things that it will take. And you do those consistently, and it will happen. This is, what I said at the start. The mentor tells you do these things consistently and it will happen, but we just don't do them consistently because we lack the motivation. So we have to find the discipline to do the very, 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 very small things consistently and fall in love with that. So it becomes so easy that it's just second nature, that it's ingrained into our subconscious, that you almost, ideally I'll wait in my sleep, press the play button on my song, and just by the time I've got my shorts on, I'm finally waking up, because it's just such a habit that I've formed that I don't complain about it anymore, that it's just routine. But right now it's not that. Right now I have to force myself to find the motivation. And music motivates me. I love music. And so I found the thing that motivates me. And I've found the ability to go, okay, music motivates me. I can enjoy already putting a song on. That's something that I can do easily with pleasure every day of the week. So now I'm using that as the catalyst to push me into the other things that I want to change in my life.
You put it in there, you have to wash it. I just put lotion on my hand. I don't care.
Just going to pause someone's microphone there.
I don't care.
Sorry about that. So the process here, which I really wanted to kickstart the year off with, and I really, really encourage you to do this, all of you, is find the things that you want to change. Find those particular things that you would like to do differently, whether it's consistency, whether it's discipline, whether it's jogging, whether it's, being there for your kid, Carter, because I know how great that is at the moment. Whatever it is that you want to do that you feel you aren't doing yet, break it down into the most simple part that you can possibly manage, that you feel ridiculous for doing if you don't do it. Say you want to run a marathon, start with getting your shoes on. And this, I'm pretty sure this is the example that's in Atomic Habits. Don't quote me on it though. But if you want to run a marathon, start by putting your shoes by the front door, putting them on and stepping outside. And once you're outside, you can come back in, you can quit then, but you've just done it. Because you will feel ridiculous if you can't even put your shoes on and step out the door. So this is breaking it down into those tiny things. But then you can go even further and find something. I think this was referred to as habit stacking. Find something that you like, that's easy, that you can do without fail, and then stack on the next habit that you need to implement. So for me, play the music. Next habit, put the shorts on. Next habit, do 2 push-ups. That's the circle that I've got now. Very simple. And I know for a fact that if I went to bed at the end of the day and didn't even put my shorts on and do 2 push-ups, then I'm going to feel like I've really let myself down and I need to reassess. But the big things, and this is where that song comes from Little Things, Big Things Grow. The big things happen only by doing the little things consistently over time. And that consistency is only going to come from discipline, because I'm sure, put some ones in the chat, if you've set a goal, you've started off, you've done it perfectly for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and then some excuse happened, some event happened, some other habits came in, the old habits came in, and you fizzled out. Yeah. No surprise there. I think everyone's been in that stage. That's because you had the motivation for change. Yes, over and over this happens. Me too. Me too. Then life happens and revert to previous habits. Exactly. So the way that we hack that is when we've got the motivation, we set up this simple system of basic, very easy things to do. And then when we don't have the motivation and you're laying there, and I'm using myself as an example, I'm laying there and it's pouring down with rain and it's -degrees and I'm like, ugh. Then I look at my phone and I go, all I have to do is press that play button. All I have to do is press that play button. Come on, Jake, you can do that. And I press play. And then the motivation starts. And it's chemical. Honestly, it gets to a chemical point where you hear that song and it has a reaction within your brain, releasing a certain amount of hormones and chemicals that actually shift other chemicals in your body, which make you go, okay, now I just got to get those shorts on. And it starts to be easier. It just chips away a little bit by bit. You're speaking to me today. I just did this morning. Yeah, right. Well, it's because I've been there, Judy, like the only reason I can say these things is because I've been through these struggles myself. So I encourage every single one of you today. And as I said at the start, if someone is suggesting to do the things, just do them. Just try it. Write down your goals that you want to change, write down the things that you want to change, and then just do a list down of breaking it down into smaller pieces and go to the simplest thing, like so simple that you're like, if I can't press play on my music, then I really need to shift my dreams and goals. Because, if I bring it down to pressing play on my music, it's going to end up making me run every single day, which is going to get me the discipline to follow my trading rules, which is then going to get me the discipline to not overtrade, which is then going to get me in a state where I can grow my account to financial freedom. obviously it's very extrapolated, but if I relate financial freedom with pressing play on a certain song that I like, I mean, come on. If I can't do that, I need to change my goals. I need to shift something majorly. Anyway, I hope that made sense. It's been a very big push and learning curve for me. I'm extremely excited to get back into the year. I hope that you can do this exercise, and I hope that you can find out for yourself the way to motivate yourself and get your goals absolutely pumping for the year. And yeah, then hopefully by these calls next year, I want people in this group who's been here from the start to be able to share some of the goals that they've achieved, and together we can make those little hacks happen and really just change our lives. And it all starts in the mind. Anyway, I hope you've had a fantastic break. I'm extremely excited to be back. My emotional journal is up for sale, so definitely go grab one of those, because it's everything that I've got based on trading and my mind and my emotions all into one, about 45 pages. And it's definitely been a learning journey for me. But for now, I'm going to love you and leave you. Head over to our trading call, and I guess we shall see you all tomorrow. My journal is ordered. Love it. Great. Thank you, everyone. Much love, and we'll speak again tomorrow. Okay, bye.